Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's make it easy. So, in this video, we are going to cover the fable of class 8, and the name of the fable is The Ant and the Cricket. Now, before we start, what can you see? What the ants are doing? They are collecting food, right? They are working hard and they are collecting food. And on the contrary, what the cricket is doing? The cricket is listening to the music and he is wasting time. So there are two contrary GIFs. And the first one is that the ants are working very hard in collecting food. And in the very second is that the cricket is listening to the music and wasting his time. Now, at today's fable, the fable we are going to read in this video is about the ant who is very hardworking and a cricket which is very lazy and wasted all his time. Now, this fable is taken from the collections of Aesop's fable. Now, who was Aesop? Aesop was a Greek fabulist and a storyteller, credited with number of fables, now collectively known as Aesop's fable. Do you all aware of the word what is a fable? If there is some confusion, let me clear it again. A fable is a short story having animals as their characters and which generally conveys a meaning. Now let's begin. Right, the first danger is a silly young cricket accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of grey summer and spring. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter has come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? Now I'll explain you this pairwise, right? So there was a cricket which was young and not so wise. He has a habit of singing during happy times. Summer and spring seasons, the warm sunny weather, allow the lush tree vegetation and all the living beings they can collect food and water in that season. In the contrary, during the winter month, the whole place was covered with snow and there were no plants, no leaves, no flowers in sight. Therefore, animals found it hard to find food at such times. Now, the cricket, which enjoyed during the active warm months, failed to store for the future because he was listening to music, he was doing activities which were of no use. So, after the winter came, he opened the cupboard and found that it was empty and there was not a small piece of food to be found because he had not saved any food. The winter has come, and now the cricket only realized that he had not stored food. He wondered what will happen to him because he did not have any food. Next, let's look at the second stanza. At last my starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all crumbling with old. Away he set off to the miserly ant to see if keep him alive he could grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wised only to borrow. He had replied, it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Now, maybe you find this word miserly difficult. So the miserly means a person or someone who is very, who is very wise, who do not spend his money like this only. He uses things very wisely. So the ant was very wise because he has stored his food and now she's in the winter season, she has plenty of food and she's enjoying in his home. So she was a miserly ant. That's why the word miserly is being used here. And the second word I thought you might find hard is starvation. Now, the word starvation means, like, suppose if you have not eaten anything from the morning, what will happen to you? You will feel starved. You will feel very hungry. A condition when you feel very hungry is known as starvation. Now, dripping with wet, the word dripping with wet means, when it generally rains, you all become wet, and the water droplets, they drop into the floor. This means, when you are dripping wet. And trembling bits means cold means that when if let's say on take I'll explain you this with an example. Let's say in a winter season, I suddenly come and switch on the AC. What will happen? You will start shivering because of the cold. This means trembling with cold. Let's look at the explanation of this. Now, what happened was the cricket has not saved any food for the future, and he wondered that what will happen to him if he do not save food. He could have to starve without food if he did not do anything now. He was soaked wet and was shaking because of the extreme cold weather. After that, what happened was that he gathered all his courage from the fear and began his journey to meet an ant. Now when he visited to the ant place, he said that the cricket said that he wanted to borrow some food from the ant, and he promises that he will return it, he will repay it later. But to that the ant replied that we ants did not borrow, we ants did not borrow or nor we lend. ना ही हम कुछ चीजें लेते हैं, ना ही हम उधार देते. So this is, we have covered 2 stanzas of this poem. And in the very next video, we will be covering the last 2 stanzas of this fable. And I hope all things are clear to you. And if you find something very difficult, you can just, comment. You can just comment it. I will surely be coming to you. Thank you so much. See you in the upcoming video.